Hi, my friends. I'm back again to use my same cliche with another video on a very interesting subject which a senior manager of a company asked me, and we were talking about it. It's a very simple word, stress, and how to deal with it. It's very simple, isn't it? But then everybody now is stressed. Even children will sit down and hold their heads and say, "I'm stressed." And are they distressed or distressed? We do not know. But they should de-stress themselves, is what I tell them. And this is what is part of living and what we need to. Stress, as I always believe, is the same as blood pressure. If you don't have blood pressure, you're a dead duck. But if don't have stress, either you must lie down semi nude under a tree or have not a care in the world. So how that happens is very difficult to understand. But without that, we cannot live. So the best way to deal with stress is keep it as a necessary companion, part-time evil, and yet a reason. It's a more of a motivator. The more stressed you are, the more motivated you become. I always marvel and recently marveled for a long time at the Chinese world champion winning his the final game. From the last fourth or fifth point, he was absolutely focused. There was not a movement in his lips, there was not a waver of his eyes, there was not any wave of the hand whether he got right or wrong. But the way he handled his stress and the way he played only showed that only one thing mattered: how to win, and concentrate on how to win. There will be so many like fireflies on the street lamp. There will be thousands of them to deter you. But if you keep all of that out of your mind, then the only way that you won't have stress is to ensure that you are on the ball. Bjorn Borg, the famous immortal Swedish champion, was very rude and rough and tough during his childhood. But with the passage of time, he became absolutely a rock, a person who was unfazed by anything. Even when he was playing the final point, trying to save the match against a certain Roscoe Tanner, who in those days was serving at 160 miles an hour, he was able to get it all back, concentrate on that point, and then build on what he had. And that is how he became champion, French Open champion about 8 times, and Wimbledon champion 7 times continuously. The figures may be here and there, but that's the talent and that's the way he motivated himself and got the name Mr. IC Cool. You will find a lot of people with the same name, including a former Indian Test captain. The idea is you don't show your attention to others. Similarly, in the house, you have a job, you have a family to look after, whether you're the female or the male of the house. Each one has their own different reasons to stress, reasons to fume at the place of work, with the children, with what is going on, with as usual the painful backup stuff, to use a polished term. And with that, we have to find the easiest way out and ensure that we do not fall in trap and become victims of self pity and fall into the habit of blaming others. I use a term when I used to go to the universities to teach, that everybody is a PhD in blamology. The idea is that you have to find somebody to blame. Then it's off your back. The monkey is off your back, the donkey is off your back, everything is off your back. But that's not the thing. The thing is that the buck ends with you. If you decide that you will do it, you will take care of it, nobody can stop you. So stress is exactly like that. If you decide that I will focus on what I have to do, the problem at hand, the issue at hand, whether it can be solved right now. Analysis of that. You always have so many Korean techniques, you have so many Chinese techniques, you have so many Japanese techniques, you have so many Indian techniques. Good old yoga is the best answer. If there's nothing else but a yoga to meditate, to go deep within, and that is the ultimate and easiest way to knock out stress and motivate yourself to do what is required. You will finally find out that you are looking into the eye of a needle with precision. The same way as Arjuna told Dronacharya that all that why he was a perfect shooter was when he looked at the bird, he did not see the entire bird. He could only the whole of his focus was only on the eye of the bird. So the similar manner we must remember and we must attack the eye of the problem. If the problem could be either the eye or the problem itself, or I, that is us, could be the reason for it. We may not be prepared, we may not have done our homework. All these things cause stress, and then after that, it's very easy to blame fate, blame people, blame everybody under the sun. But that doesn't work that way. We need to understand where we are. We need to work ourselves. We need to motivate. Unless we motivate ourselves, we can't motivate others. And if we don't motivate, especially our kids, our spouses, our friends, our colleagues, especially the junior ones, then we have no use to wherever we work or wherever we are part of the society. That is the reason why we should join all these organizations where you are just not anybody, you are just a cog in the wheel. When you decide that you want to be a cog in the wheel, you really understand and therefore you are able to move forward. I knew a person who was a director of a company. On holidays, he would go and sit in an ashram, and the only place where he would sit was in the shoe store, because he said it taught him humility. He thought that he had nothing to worry and nothing to do, but found out that a lot of people were very fussy about their shoes and slippers, and he had to ensure that they got it at the right time without any delay. So, even he said that even in my job where I sit in my office, I am not caught up with this. But since you wanted it and since you asked for it and you signed for it, then it's time that you did it. And the best way is to do it the way that without any customer complaint, which is also a very, very important thing. Your way that you motivate yourself is to ensure that your customer is happy. You know what they want, whoever he may be. You can be your spouse, you can be the children, as I said before, but they all are part of it. And only if you hold your cool, only if you concentrate, then there will be no stress. There are people who just pretend to feel that there's nothing has happened. Everything works inside them. They are also human. The whole body is burning. They are having what you call goose pimples. They are having rumbling in the stomach. It all happens. But how we use that to our advantage, how we ensure that is the only way that we can overcome the obstacles, how we can concentrate on the job in hand. Because after all, we need not win, or we are not going to win every time. We may fail, but at least let it be an honest failure. And it is always time that you can always come back and you can improve. If Neeraj Chopra was happy with the silver medal, it's not that because he didn't want the gold medal, but he decided to settle for it because for all his effort, it was the best thing he had. So the way to be contented, the way to ensure that you're on the right track is the way forward. And all this can only be help you to lead a stress-free life, or manage your stress and ensure that you do a lot of breathing exercises, you do yoga and little physical activity, and keep away from your mainstream for quite some time. Try to get a hobby. If a hobby is not possible, hear some music. If that also does not up your street, then just stare at nature. If you see nature or you see the birds fly, you can learn so many things from them. If you decide that yes, I want to learn from the birds, especially in the mornings or late evenings, you learn a lot. So that is all that will be absolutely de-stressing for you. You'll never have a care in the world, and you really wonder about the marvels of nature, and that will ensure that you're on the right path and you are back to your fighting fit self. So I wish you all to be happy and stress free and manage your stress. Stress cannot be, as I said, like blood pressure. If you don't have blood pressure, then you are done for. So same way, if you don't have stress, that means you're not so important in life. So why not have it and enjoy it? All the very best. Look forward for your next edition. Dev Kumar Bala signing off.